Alright, we're back for a new episode. We're gonna go for the milestone 6, I think. Yes, so this one has been done, and now we're gonna. So in the meanwhile, I had to expand the mixing area because I didn't have enough paint, and it's probably gonna happen again when we duplicate this one time. So let's see. If I remember well, these two are supposed to be deleted. There's no white square. If there's white square, let's see. 2 white squares, they're already being provided up there. So yeah, this one is trash. Clean up. Okay, now this one we need a pin pusher under this one. Done. I'm probably going to delete all that. Start from a clean slate. Okay, orange rectangle. So this one is trash. Then we have the rectangle, they stacked on each other. This one is not required as well. And this one as well. Just need a stacker here with the rotation. Okay, but this is the opposite, so this would be better. And just a normal stacker. All the components are here now. Okay, stack this one on top of this one. I'm getting this. Huh? Okay. Top of that one. Okay. Bingo. And that's the final shape. Let's duplicate. 1, 2, 3. And, yeah. Okay, magenta. Okay. Circles. White color. It's okay. I was wondering what was that. And finally, orange. Painful one. Probably do like this. Okay, now we have the shapes. The pins are already connected. Only the square now. So I guess the square is being used where one's being used for printing, the other one's being divided into. So we got yeah, okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's return. Okay. We'll have to be to keep an eye on the colors. They're arriving, but suspecting it will not be enough. Let's see. Okay, now we need to start thinking about so we have 3 shapes being delivered here by the train on 3 different layers. So yeah, we saturate I don't believe I have any operator shapes. Yeah, we have. Making these 2. About the crystal one, is it double or just one? So double. Let's see the final shapes, what we're talking about. A. It's not that easy, huh? Have enough space in the crystals? So I can make this corner easy. So this one needs to be either broken There are only two types of holes, the ones that are made from breaking crystals and the one that are made by adding a shape over. That shape cannot be added. And the corner doesn't stand alone by itself. Just a minute. I'll be back in a minute. So it's very interesting because I don't know how to do it. If I build a crystal there, next to it is a crystal. So when I slice through it, like if I consider this in halves, basically. I cannot consider it as quarter, otherwise it will drop. The only theory I have is about having a crystal in that hole and we throw it, I mean we stack it over the other corner. Maybe it will remain attached to the piece next to it at that time, because even when I was considering crystals in the past, this one is undoable for me in my current knowledge of how to build things. That's the only idea I have, is to stack. So you see under the hole is a shape, over the hole is a shape. We put a crystal here. Very simple, we can just leave a pin there or stack the pin over it after that. But otherwise, I have no other way of making it. Besides, you see the white there at the top? Because once we stack it, we link it to the one next to it. I probably missed something. There's something I don't understand somehow. It is very interesting. If I stack the two shapes with the hole, once it's stacked, and if the theory works, then it's linked to the corner next to it. Problem is, now we can only paint. Or we make the two corners separately, but the left one is linked to a crystal that's gonna break, because you see there is a shape on the top and on the bottom. So maybe when we swap in its place, when we swap it, it's gonna break and attach. Like instead of dropping, it's going to attach, because so basically when the swap occurs, the crystal breaks, and then we move the left side. Let me explain. Nope. So I'm interested in this corner and that corner. So on one side, I'm gonna swap this one. It's not gonna have, nothing's gonna happen, no problem. And on the other side, I'm gonna swap this one. This one will be made of another mold here that we're gonna use. At the second layer, we'll have a crystal, same as this. And this one will have a crystal. And when we swap, it's gonna slice like this. Or actually, it's not gonna be there, it's gonna be there. So when we swap, we slice like this. And then this one will disappear. And when it's being rematched, it's exactly gonna be this. The question is it dropping before or is it dropping after swap? And if it's after swap, does it stay attached if there's not something next to it? Does it drop down? That's a new way for me of making holes, if this is doable. Only way to know is to do, and I'm gonna focus on this shape first to make sure we can do it. Overall, this one has R is 1, 2. C is 1, 2, 3. W is 1. So we have no star. And we have exactly 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So ideally, we want a shape that have everything but stars. If possible, it's best if it has more circles. So it's good. This one. There's not a lot of colors around. Three circles, 2 squares, 1 W. Here we have everything we need with these two. There's a blue, green, red around here. Alright, and full shapes as well. Also full square, full square. Okay. Sold. We need a lot of magenta. Alright. Access to crystals. Read miner, shape miner, trader. Refined shaped. I'm just checking. This one doesn't color anything. Ah, yeah, because we're based on RGB shapes. So I never built a mass color system like this one, basically, if I understand well. Let's do that now. It's funny because I feel like I've done this before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's basically a way to get 8 out of 2 colors. We will use magenta or orange cyan, magenta cyan, magenta cyan orange, cyan magenta, magenta cyan white, magenta cyan white. So there's a little orange, but first it's not in the final shapes, only at the beginning. And second is we call it in the parts. XRXU, X8. Okay, so magenta and cyan. Failed. Cyan. These ones are the 2 big colors that we're gonna be needing. After that, we do need orange. But in smaller quantity, and for that reason we will use it to make the white. Okay. Yeah. So I get all the colors I need. The shapes I need are here. Actually, these ones are shapes I need as well. So we're gonna go straight for this one. and crystal molds. One, two, three, four, and actually we got a fifth for the new layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where we start to stack. One, two, three, 4, and 5. molds. We have the colors, we have the molds, we only miss the shapes now. Actually, I already have the good shape for this one. So maybe I should just do it. I bring some pins. I will also need this shape for sure. Let's paint this one in magenta. Let's paint this one in teal. Yeah. The grays on the opposite side. That's perfect. Let's add a stacker. Now a crystallizer. It's supposed to be crystallized in orange. Remember, all these recipes, they're available in the link I provide in the playlist on YouTube. Look at the description on YouTube of the playlist, and you will have the information. Perfect. And Now we only need to stack the last piece, this one. Nope. Stack, stack, stack. Like this. It's failed. And why is that? I missed something. It's a magenta. Ah. I need the rotation. Oh. This one. Actually, let's just rotate. Let's make sure we just follow the. So now normally is exactly, and I only need a rotation here. Okay. Train. More layers, second layer. Third layer. Layer up. Crystallizer one. Just need to add the layer up instead. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then go down. I'm going to use a normal stop here. To offload on these two however I can. Okay, that was the first shape. Second second shape, I have to recompose the circles. Three. Unfortunately, here I have only one available. Okay, this one. Okay, perfect circle. Go for magenta painting. Okay, we got a full circle magenta, and then on the other side we need another one. Similar to this one. But this time we need a piece from that one. Only this one is important. And this one painted in teal. Okay. What's in the middle? Another half circle. Okay. This one, let's rotate. Okay. How it enters, we want to rotate it to the right, not to the left. It needs to face, yeah, like this. Okay, that's the rotator too. It's signal based. Okay, it's nice, but I don't actually need it. So I'm going to introduce the big ones as well. It's the stacker up rotated. This one has two in one and also overflows. One of them doesn't have enough. I'm gonna keep this one for later. I will still stick to the normal because I feel like it's easier to read. No, it's still the same problem. Ah. It's really a pain. Let's stick to this one. No, that's not even what we're supposed to do. Is this one I'm interested in? Okay. So we need to make an orange crystal. So we'll need this part. Okay, let's see. The next one is this one. The two squares here. It's square, square. Get this one, this one. Finally, we need one more circle. Here we are. Now we need 3 crystallizer. Square magenta. Square magenta, circle, square, magenta, teal, magenta. Where did I make a mistake? Ah, damn. This one's not a crystal. Alright, alright, alright. The circle is not a crystal. Okay, so now I only need to paint. A square and painted circle. Okay. This one goes there. This one goes there. Okay. It's not bad, but oh, it's perfect. Does it say there? Okay. It says it's valid. It was a pain in the ass to validate. So I'm done with this one. Now we're gonna do this one. It's nearly the same as the other one. But this one is not an operator shape. Only one of them is an operator shape. Let's make this one. Wish we could pin it. two like this. One should be squares. After that, this one is colored in teal. So there's one more circle here. That one is done. There's your what? Just a normal stacker then. Okay, that's layer 0. Top of which we add this one. So look like this. So we need to add a rotation. Now we need to fill with, no, it's supposed to be the square. We need to crystallize. With what color? Magenta and then teal. Okay, magenta. utile. I need a rotation here too, I guess. Okay. Let's bring this one back. Okay. Let's see the milestone after that. Okay, it's just working on a corner. Okay, just a basic corner. That one's very easy to make. Maybe I'm using too many circles. I'm going to double it. This one is really a mystery to me. Corner crystallizer. So this one is a generic part. So you feed inside the different molds that you want, and in the end it will give you the corner from it. Thing is, we don't need, I mean, because first, I'm gonna say, easier to just show. Sec. Let's move it a bit closer. So let's say I want a corner 5. Okay. And then the color will be, let's say, teal. Okay. Just that is enough already. Let's see what I get. It's when we're building a corner. This is the crystallizer component, and then it's just after being crystallized, it's cutting it. Half of it goes to the trash, the other one gets out. After that, it's going to be spinned and cut again. And it's going to be cut one more time by swapping. And we get the corner itself. So it would probably be possible to compact it into a single component. But I prefer to keep it like this. Imagine you have some issue on like this component and you have stacked everything and you need to edit some hard-coded thing in just this component because there was a mistake, for example, in this one. Then yeah, not so good. And here we get the top right crystal, the corner, the top right corner. So we're gonna use this one intensively. I feel like oh, this one's still not being delivered. We don't produce enough. Maybe we need a bit more time. Let's just be patient. Hey, what the hell is that? When did you actually think it was a good idea to do this? Hmm? Let's wait a while so I can clear the whole area. And we can remove all of this and then focus on the making the two last shapes. Including this one. This one is our top priority. I really wonder how to make this. The useful components are there is 1, 2, 3 circle, 2 squares and 1 W. We said it already before. This base can be made, but that's not a way of making it the way we should make it. Instead, we should paint the pieces we need in magenta, the other pieces we need in teal, and then in cyan, and then we split it. Okay, let's make a break until everything gets delivered slowly. Yeah, we see these two going up, so now it's just a matter of probably 10 minutes. Alright, I found out that I accidentally deleted a piece that we were working on. It was that one earlier. It was that one, sorry. I deleted it too early. So we are ready for the final try attempt. Okay. So here's how I see this. We're interested in this one. I'm going to make this side. Okay. But first I will recompose two circle, one square, one square, one circle, or like this, to make teal and magenta pieces. Magenta, two circle, one square. Okay. After that, I need one like this, one circle, one square, and one like this. Okay. Okay. Now we have everything we want in terms of shape. Let's prepare this corner. Need to rotate this one. Okay, I see it in a list. That's enough for me. After that, we're going to redo it. This time I'm gonna take a layer 3. And the next color is teal. Let's move it up by 2, so we fill the 2 space in one shot. Okay. So this one I can only build it at a corner. So this one, I will replace it by something that we don't like. It's gonna be shape, crystal, shape added with this one. So let's build a shape crystal. Actually, I could reuse. Could probably reuse this one. We have a shape crystal. Over it, I want to add this one. We have a lot, but we don't need so many. Okay. Let's bring this one here as well. just to run some tests. Actually, that's not what I should be doing. Instead, I'm gonna bring this one here. Another cutter, then a rotator, then a stacker, rotated stacker. So much work for just testing. Okay, so I position it, we rotate it. So I'm targeting the bottom left. The bottom right is also, so it's it's a shape. Then I'm gonna add it to this one. Exactly, and then I'm going to crystallize this. Okay. So if I slice vertically, that block's gonna fall. And I'm gonna add this one. To rotate it. Yes, that is correct. Then I'm going to add this one again. For the fourth layer. And this one again. Now we crystallize with teal. I cannot imagine that this is the real solution. It looks so complicated. Okay. What did you get here? All right. Then finally crystallize with white. Again, this one. Maybe not this one this time. I need a single. So use the same system as here. Rotate clockwise. Add it the top. No? It's already correct. Need for rotation. Oh. It's because this one is rotating by default, and then one last time this one. I don't believe it can be. It can be this. Okay. And then we crystallize in white. Okay, the question is now, Going to use the swapper. Just a little problem with the orientation, but what matters is the crystal going to reach It works. It works. That is what we had to do. I never imagined that. So what's the problem here? I think it's just some orientation issue here. It's probably getting destroyed in the way, on the way. No, it's correct. But it seems we trashed the good corner. No. What happens to that one? Okay, I see it here. Goes down. No, it's correct here. Okay, it goes down. Gets spinned. Turns. Okay, and then it's being made slowly. To be noted that we could have work on the other side as well. If we decide to remove this trash bin, we can make it symmetrical and have the opposite. Produce the same. That would be good if we have twice the same corner, which is not our case in this case. I think I'm applying a rotation. No, yeah, I'm applying a rotation here. So if you didn't follow the previous episodes, this one is a big OR that says that no, it's a big AND, sorry. So if one of the input, because you know we in the MAM there's some cases where there will be nothing to stack. And so this one detects anything that pass on the belt. And if basically both arrival have things, then it will be pushed forward to the swapper or stacker. If one of them, the one that have something arrive and the other one doesn't have anything arrive, it will pass through basically. So eventually these two can pass through if there's nothing to swap. So this is very long. So as long as, to guarantee that this works, we need at least one element on this length. You see, so if on this length plus this length plus this length plus this length, to validate that it's okay. And that's why you see they turn on, turn off, things like this. And the under is the other lane, and so it's a big end. As long as this layer have something in this area and that layer have something in this area, you see it's not a lot, but that's enough to guarantee to keep the signal, just enough, barely enough basically, to guarantee that we will not bypass. But it also means that there is a minimum quantity of elements we need to achieve. That's why we always want to stay around minimum 25% of a belt capacity. But if you take the distance here, you have like 4 elements, 4 elements, 4 elements, 4 elements. So to really have this fail, you would maybe need 25% would not fail here, even on one single lane. Maybe it would fail not even here. So maybe if you have less than 10%, 5% element, like 4 times 4, 16 times 1 divided by 16%, and maybe you'll have a problem. So I never knew. So we learn every day. To be honest, that was the only solution I had in my head that could make it work. I didn't see how there was no way of stacking, there was no way of pin pushing under. So what happened there is interesting. When we swap, it's being swapped and attached before using gravity. So if there's something in the other side, it's not like using gravity, like breaking and falling down, and then normally it should, right? It should. That is why it was never one of the solutions I thought that could be possible. In my opinion, whenever you cut it here, the left side should drop immediately. Ah, but wait. It only not drops because the upper part is holding it together until during the swap. That is why, and this is very lucky that I found out that by accident. So it's not being held by the right side. Even I probably tried it. That's why I felt strange. They would not drop instantly to the ground and be merged after that. It sounds more logical. But what happens here is that we're breaking the bottom crystal here. And it's being held on the left side. So when we swap, we need to remember that the whole left side is the right side can be, basically, one of the corner can be used for making holes with crystal, while the other corner is holding it together during the swap. Well, I guess they ask us to make this shape so that we actually find out that this is the solution. Because the only way to go up all the way and fill these gaps, even these areas there, because in the end, well, once I've painted these ones, I could have just removed the top part here. I could just have gotten rid of all the top part to clean it up and just keep the bottom. But if I only kept the bottom, then the crystal, I guess it will fall. Should we try to confirm? We should try to confirm. So, thing is, so it would be what? Swapping. It would be turning, swapping, and bringing it back. Let's bring it here instead, because this one can be spinned. So let's see. What the hell? Is this one that's being spinned? No, it's correct. I don't understand. Okay, it's going up. We need to turn it clockwise like this, I think. Ah yes, okay, it's reversed. Then I'll just need to apply a rotation. Well, I'm a bit sad I found this by accident. I would have preferred to found out by actually, you know, many discoveries were made by accident, but I thought very long about this and never did I really believe that we could have crystals over shapes that have a hole. I always thought that the only difference with what I thought was possible is that I thought that we would not have crystal over it, and then when I found that that they asked for this one, I felt very strange, because according to all the thing I thought about, there was no way you could have crystal over something that's gonna break, if I'm not mistaken. It's not really this shape the problem. The problem is the fact that we still have things here, and like this one will drop, so we need to keep it together and cut. But once we've joined to get them together, basically, if we think about this layer, we could just come here and break it. If we consider them together, then there's no way we can have a hole here. So we have to, yeah, that's why I feel surprised. Is because also this one would break the crystal over it if we cut after. So it means that we have to do this one first, cut, and then fill again, but there's a hole here. So if there's a hole here, having a hole means that, well, you need to cut after the last crystal you've poured. Sometimes you can still pour the whole thing, but it's not the case here. We have holes on both sides. If there was a white here, Then I think we could have made the bottom. No, actually. Okay. Let's see how it is about this part. I want to see if this was really accidental or if... So how are things coming? We need to spin it back like here, I think. Yeah, and let's see what it says. Normally this should have changed things. Why? Okay, if you take it like this. Okay, destroy the crystal. I need another type of rotation. And which side did it keep? Keeps the right side, I think. Okay. Then like this. Yep, that's exactly what I want to test. No? Yeah. This one is exactly the same. The difference would be that which one did I the second one that I have to build. I can put the bottom at this one and then this one over it. The only problem, yeah. It looks easier, but it's not. Because if the idea would be to print, to crystallize at the very end, it's dead. Because when we crystallize, it's gonna fill the hole. So this one's a very good training. You see the same problem a different way. So we're gonna build this one. Another one. And then we're gonna build this one attached. Do I need a top there? So is it possible to just walk? I need a top here because otherwise it will link to the crystal here. I at least need a top here at the position where the hole is. So the rest can be a pin. It's not a big problem. Or a shape, basically. So this one is like the scaffold corner. This one is the cut corner. We use this one only to cut it. And this one is gonna maintain it together while we swap things together. Okay, let's see the results. Do I have what I wanted? So it's being cut. is being cut and instantly drops. Here you got it. Okay, I think we're gonna stop here. We found a way to move forward with the current challenge. So yeah, whenever we walk on a corner that have a hole, we use the corner next to it as how can I say? We use a corner next to it as on the bottom right. I mean the right side is going to be used for linking with the crystal that's going to cut, while the top parts are going to be used to hold the pieces together while we cut. The more we train on these shapes, the better we will get at understanding how we should face that. And I'm already considering like some modular system where you say I have a hole here, like you just give the layer and the position, and then it's gonna automatically generate all the scaffold around. So it will generate, basically the top one is a scaffold. It can go all the way up to the sky to 5. You want to hold things together, unless you really want them to drop. That's a specific case. But I'd say that in general, you will want this piece to be always the scaffold area to be always max layer. And you also want this one to be max layer. But when we're building these pieces, can we build only these 2 pieces? And this one is also gonna break. The only thing that's gonna be important in this area, I'm talking about the scaffolding, is to make sure that we have a pin at the place. So could we say but we still need to move up slowly, right? Let's see. Could I build this one? It's just that this one was added. It's carried over. Or filled. So if we move up, this layer can be done, we can just make something flat and keep the right color here, I mean the right symbol there. Here we have a hole. So on the other side of on the right side, we're gonna just put a pin or a crystal, whatever, doesn't matter. A pin, or just, we can just add this at the top, at the scaffold, and then it's gonna just fill this hole here automatically. Because of course, these 2 we know at that time is crystals. After that, as we move up, could we consider that there would be another hole possible? It's totally possible. If there's a hole, then we reproduce the same. We add one more there and we crystallize all the way up, basically, until we get the last piece. Okay, when we're done, so when it's not a hole, at that time that can be, because the whole thing is gonna be full potentially. So it's gonna be either a crystal or a shape. If it's a shape, it needs to be printed. It needs to be printed and just dropped on it, no problem. If it's a crystal, and we move up by this one, we always move one layer. So we add, if it's not a hole, then we add the 3 corners. We add it. And after we add the corners, if it's a shape, we stack it. And if it's a crystal, we fill. If it's another hole, same. Here we put a crystal next to it. And on the other side, so we just add the 2 on the top. So I'd say the 2 at the top are always added, whatever happens. And then if it's a hole, we fill these 2. If it's a crystal, this is a shape, we fill this one with a shape. And this one, we leave it empty. And if it's a shape, we leave this one, we put the shape that we want here. And here, okay. Okay. So what is it magical? Does it allow us to build any shape if we react like that? Because it could also be a pin. What if it's a pin? It cannot be a pin over a hole. It's gonna drop anyway. So better just leave it as a pin. I don't know if it's possible. Anyway, the pin will not stick. The only constraint after that is once the swap is done, it needs to be swapped by a part that can carry the structure. As long as this is valid, this is the case. Basically, you see this area can carry this. So after the swap, we can safely get rid of the scaffold up there. I'm really wondering if there's some shapes we cannot do. The only constraint is the one I already handled before, is the fact that pins under crystal, the bottom pins are special. So whenever there are pins at the bottom of the shape, it needs to be added at the very end of the corner before it's being remerged. And another thing is, when we swap, is the next corner definitive to the top? Because in a way, when we swap, it becomes 2 corners, end of the story. So it's better if we can do it and swap only when we're done. The scaffold hold things. I'm only considering very specific case, for example, where we would have shapes there and just one corner holding everything together. It looks very hard for me to think that it's doable I'm still considering. Like, imagine, let's get rid of the two last things. Of course, this one is not doable. Technically. Let's see if it's still doable. I'm thinking... It's not doable because this one cannot be a crystal. If this one is a shape... Let's say it's a C. So it's a shape now. Can I make this one? So here I cannot start from here, it would be a nightmare. There's no way to link with the corners that will hold it together. But if I start from here, I would have a scaffold there, I would cut here, and then it's being joined and it's gonna hold it. After that, we're in this situation. This one will become the right side, okay? Here we're gonna have a scaffold. And this one, when we rematch after the scaffold. Well, that is not possible. Because the final swap needs to be reversed. So there's no link to 3. So yeah, it's a very particular case. That handling things with corner would not work with. Unless, like the previous MAM I did, you consider the top and dropping things on the top. Because I consider that whenever there's so many holes like this, there will only be shapes over it, because it can only be dropped. We can have a hole here, we can have a hole here, but 3 holes means it's gonna be stacked for sure. So yeah, so there's the bottom pins, there's the 3 holes like this, so it's always better to throw shapes over. And then finally there are the holes that are made from crystals, and these holes cannot be reproduced by stacking, because usually over these holes you have, just like the original shape, you have more crystals. And if you have more crystals over holes, then you already know then it can normally it's a hole, it's a crystal hole basically. Okay, we're going to stop here. I was thinking about, yes, having a machine that could do things. We will see. At some point, maybe I will see some pattern that repeat. I will see if I will see if I want to code that, because it's only gonna be efficient if the corner is gonna be made entirely using this system. If there is some shape that needs to be stacked, some pins that need to be pushed from under, it's gonna make things more complicated. So I don't believe that I'm going to do it, but I will still prepare some small shortcuts, including adding this one and maybe checking just for one layer, something like this. I don't know yet. When we produce this one for real, I will try to see which parts we can factorize, so that we can reuse them faster for this kind of problems. Let me see the other milestones. I'm guessing, yeah. So for this one, yeah, it's the same thing. Like I told you, as long as there are no three holes, it's fine. This one is actually not so hard. because the scaffold is here already. We just need to print the top. And then, yeah, paint this one that is cuttable. Ah, but there's a crystal. Oh, ah, wait. Will it work? Because when I'm gonna cut here, what the hell? I have a scaffold on the other side. Oh yeah, so here is not gonna be a crystal. But when I cut this one, under is a crystal. So when I cut this one, if I have this one over it, it's gonna break with it. Because it's directly over it. Okay, I guess the next milestone will hold more mysteries. I always thought that okay, let's stop here. I will think about it. Next video, we're gonna finish the previous milestone. And I think after that, normally after the crystal, what they call the end is really the end. Whenever you're done with this one, I think it's really the end. After that, I don't think we're gonna see a lot of holes. It's probably just going to be some fancy stuff. Yeah. Okay, see ya.